Let's then kick it off. Hi everyone. My name is Gaurav Batra. I am founder and CEO of CyberFrat and CXO Junction. So, CXO Junction is our platform where we get together with all the enterprise leaders to discuss about the evolving scene of cybersecurity, risk management, and emerging technologies. We conduct many roundtables, panel discussions, and the webinar series and a lot of educational things where we actually join our hands with the SMEs, the subject matter experts, or the partners who are doing well in the industry in that particular topic or the niche, and who are helping the different set of clients to overcome the cybersecurity challenges which people are facing. So, in today's session, we have partnered with Infoblox. So to give an introduction here, so Infoblox is the leader in cloud-first networking and cybersecurity services, and its solution empower organization to take full advantage of the cloud to deliver network experiences that are inherently simple, scalable, and reliable for everyone, while maximizing existing infrastructure investments. And along with Infoblox, we have Frost and Sullivan, and they are from past 60 years partnering with corporates, cities, governments, and investor communities to identify, prioritize, and execute business opportunities that powers clients toward a future shaped by growth. Yeah. So I'm exciting to have this partnership with Infoblox and Frost and Sullivan, and the topic which we have for today. And this is specifically, I want all of you to focus, and this is going to be a different today because not only we are going to present this, so I want all of you to learn and take some learnings out of it, and then there are a lot of goodies. Okay, so before I start the topic, I will like to tell you that once we are going through the sessions, you need to focus on the content, that what is getting delivered, and we are going to have an amazing quiz out of the session. There will be 5 questions, and where we are going to give 3 Amazon Kindles. Post the session, the quiz will happen. And also the very important fact for today is you all need to fill the feedback form. And once the session is concluded, while we are running the quiz, and my team will consolidate the feedbacks, and based on the feedback, we are going to run Wheel of Fortune, and one lucky winner is going to get today iPad. And also iPad is exciting, right? Also, we have announced that we are going to give CSSP trainings for free. As the session ends, I will tell you how you are going to get your CSSP passes. And also, as we have created this platform, we have networking lounge, we have booths, and we have this session. The more question you ask, more chat engagement you will have. You will visit the booth, you will visit the networking lounge, and we are going to have our speakers to be in the networking lounge from 4 p.m. to 4:20 p.m. So whoever will engage more on this platform, you will able to see the leaderboard over there. So there will be 3 leaderboard, the names in that leaderboard, which are going to get CyberFrat and CXO Junction goodies. So yep, that's exciting for all of you. So now coming back to the learning which we have. So the session which we are going to do today is 3 imperatives for modern cybersec practitioner: visibility, automation, and control. So in this session, there will be exclusively share of the findings from 500 large enterprises across Asia Pacific to gain insight into their recent networking and security buying behavior. So that is exciting, that you will learn that how the large enterprises are spending or the behavior of buying networking and security. And also there will be share of economic analysis in the survey on how companies achieve greater sustainability, improve risk management, and business continuity. So without delaying, I will like to introduce the 2 amazing speakers which we have today. The first one is going to be Kenny Yeo. He's director Global Security Advisory Practice and Head of Asia Pacific Cybersecurity Practice, Frost and Sullivan. And he is an analyst with the Global Security Advisory Practice and leads the cybersecurity practice across Asia. And currently, he's researching on how technologies like cybersecurity, IoT, cloud, and analytics impact different industries. So he comes with 20 years of research, consulting, team management, and business development experience. He has expertise in segments like cybersecurity, IoT, smart retail, industries, and e-government. So Kenny, welcome to the forum. And along with Kenny, we have Alvin Rodrigues. He's Field Chief Security Officer APAC at Infoblox. And in this role, Alvin is responsible for the alignment of Infoblox solution against the business structure and model for key accounts. He is charged with driving thought leadership for the company, mapping technical features and solution to business benefit and outcomes. So Kenny and Alvin, both welcome to you. So Kenny, stage is over to you for to take us through the survey and analysis which you have done. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you so much, Gaurav. You can hear me clearly?
Yes, I can. Good to go.
Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Guys, thank you so much. Really, to our audience, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And it's an honor for me to be here to share with you today. My name is Kenny. I'm from Frost & Sullivan, and I'm taking care of the Asia Pacific cybersecurity practice. And today, I want to talk about, what Gaurav has mentioned around modern cybersecurity. Now, what we're going to be sharing today is around some data, and this really reflects what's happening across the entire Asia Pacific region, but also what's happening in your area in India. Now, we want to better understand how the integration of networking and cybersecurity is becoming very important today because of the changing working environment and changing landscape. And I also want to give you a bit of a handle in terms of economic value, right? So we want to give you a breakdown of how we've done the economic analysis of a solution like Infoblox, so that you can also use the same kind of framework and thinking as you plan for cybersecurity in your own organization. So I hope it'll be useful, and we can definitely engage more during the networking session as well. Today, we'll be covering 3 main points. Number 1, how organizations are changing and how this is unfortunately leading to more risk. Number 2, we want to understand better network management with security, and we're going to illustrate this with Frost & Sullivan's market analysis. So a lot of what you hear is going to be illustrated by data. So this is not something that we just write down or something that we think is going to happen. This is something that we can prove is happening because of all the IT decision makers' views. And number 3, we want to give you some recommendations. We want to provide you with a framework to think about economic value with an ROI analysis as well. Now, this analysis that we're going to show today is across 5 different countries. We wanted to better understand how IT decision makers like yourself are managing enterprise posture. So we talked to 100 IT decision makers from Australia, Hong Kong, India, Japan, and Singapore. These IT decision makers are responsible for both networking and cybersecurity from segments like BFS, healthcare, manufacturing, retail, and consumer. Our respondents, 60% are C-level, 74% say that they're key decision makers, and a majority are coming from very large organizations with many employees, from 2,000 and above, all the way more than 6,000, 7,000, 10,000 even. So we want to better understand their views as they manage their enterprise so that we can get a cue on how we should also plan for ourselves. Okay, so let's kick off with the first section to understand the way that enterprises are moving forward and why that's a growing importance and how networking and security integration is becoming vital. Now, we are going to talk about 4 key points as really the key trends of this changing dynamic environment. The first thing that we've seen over the past year and a year and a half, especially as we're recovering from COVID, is how organizations have gone to digital and the cloud very much more. This acceleration towards digital was at the beginning of the COVID pandemic important because we had to get our operations running and up and running. We had to get our workers productive. We had to continue to engage and make sure that our business operations were sound. But the sort of the focus has changed, especially in the last year, as we were recovering and we are getting adapting to the COVID environment. We see that it really is focusing more now today on customer and user engagement. How do we use digital? How do we leverage new forms of communication, new ways of reaching out to our customers? How do we use tech platforms? How do we use digital? How do we use cloud to really reach out to your users and our customers to make them more productive? So the acceleration of digital and cloud is one of the key trends that we see. The second, and this really means that organizations are having to adapt very quickly. We talked about cloud, we talked about digital, and that has an impact on our network, right? This means that our network needs to transform. They need to facilitate this progress. They need to also, help this digital transformation along and be nimble, right? So we wanted to better understand what's the current state of the digital network readiness under organizations' digital transformation strategy. Now, this is a scale, okay? So if right at the bottom is low maturity, at the top is high maturity. So when we asked this question, we were asking it to identify what level organizations are in the maturity scale, from low to high. So from a low maturity network, it would be very siloed, hardware-centric management, manual configuration of networking provisioning. From very, very high maturity organizations, they would have fully integrated, very software-centric, policy-driven networks and fully automated network provisioning. So where is India, right? We see that India, along with most other countries in Asia Pacific, is still in a relatively low phase of maturity, right? Right now, the majority say that they have centralized hardware-centric management with some automation, some network provisioning. So we see that there is still some ways to go for a majority of Indian organizations. But it's interesting to see that, in a way, India is leading the pack in terms of all the other countries in Asia. You see 11% are fully integrated, right? 10% are already end-to-end software-centric. So this is definitely showing that India is definitely ahead of the curve in terms of being ready for digital transformation for the networks, but there is still some way to go for many of our organizations. Okay, so that's first trend around acceleration of digital and the cloud. The second trend we've seen, and this is something that we're living through today, is really the transformation of our work from everybody in the office to, for a period of time, everybody working from home. Now, one of the things we see across all the countries around the world is every country is recovering at a different rate, right? Some countries, China is a great example, unfortunately, still suffering because of policy and still having a very, very strong and stringent lockdown, right? But many other countries are already in different stages of opening up. So based on our analysis at Frost & Sullivan, we believe that it's no longer going to be one or the other. It's no longer going to be, in the past, we work from office, in the past year, we work from home, and now everybody's going to work from office again. We believe that this change and transformation of our working environment is permanent. All of us will be embracing digital tools to do hybrid work. It means that sometimes we're going to be in office. Sometimes we're going to be at home or in a cafe or at a client location. So for all our organizations, we have to be more prepared, more nimble, more agile to make sure that we can safely take care of our users and our workers wherever they may be. Okay, so that's the second major trend that we see. The third major trend is, unfortunately, because of the first two things that we talked about, we see that there is increasing risk for enterprises. This traditional perimeter-based thinking of cybersecurity really needs to change to protect the new expanded perimeter. So now let me go through what the expanded perimeter really means. In the past, we were focused very much on working from office, working from branches, right? It means that the all network perimeter focus on on-site, right? Secured locations. I have to use a key card to get in. There's a security guard standing in the door. There is secure endpoints like laptops that are issued by the company, servers and applications that are stored in a secured location like a data center. What is the new network perimeter? Vastly different, vastly changed. It means working from anywhere. It means our staff at different locations working from home, working hybrid. It means more and more web applications, more mobile devices, even bring your own device. And along one of the trends that we see around the region has been the increasing reliance on contractors and vendors, especially as sometimes we're not able to get a hold of the correct expertise. So this really means that the network perimeter has expanded enormously. And unfortunately, organizations are experiencing more and more cybersecurity incidents because of this expanded network perimeter. Now, we asked the question, has your organization experienced a cybersecurity incident in the last 12 months? In dark orange, unfortunately, we see that in India, 47% have gotten at least one incident in the last 12 months. Now, an interesting finding is the one in light orange. These organizations say that they haven't got an incident, but they haven't checked either. They haven't done any forensics. They haven't done any data breach assessments. So it still really means that they are at risk, right? In India, only 34% of organizations have not gotten a breach, and they constantly do forensics and assessments check regularly to ensure that there's no ongoing security incident. So we definitely see that across the region and in India, the risk environment is becoming more and more difficult, more and more sophisticated, and leading to more cybersecurity incidents. Now, this really means that organizations cannot continue using the existing network solutions for network management, existing cybersecurity separately in silos. The networking and cybersecurity really needs to come together to give organizations a better view of the entire organization, visibility, automation, and we'll give you 3 recommendations after this. But I wanted to hear from you, and I think this, Gaurav, this is something that we really want to get our attendees and their view as well. So we have a very quick poll question. How important, very simple, with only 4 options, how important do you think that integrated networking and cybersecurity is to your organization's digital transformation? Right? We want to get your view, we want to get your thoughts for your organization, and we will see how this really relates to the data that we have collected as well. So would the team be, yes, great. So you are releasing the poll now. Please take 30 seconds to just quickly choose one out of the 4 options. Very, very simple. Do you feel that in terms of integrated networking and cybersecurity for your organization's digital transformation, is it most important? Is it very important? Right? Is it less important, or is not important at all? We really want to get your view so that we can consolidate those views, and we're going to reflect on how that is different to what we're hearing across the region as well. Okay, so we really want to hear your views and see how that goes. Okay, fantastic. I think we're going to give it maybe another 15 seconds. So please do give us your views. Yeah, how important do you think integration of networking and cybersecurity is to your organization's digital transformation? Okay, another 5 seconds. Fantastic. Thank you so much for all the thumbs up. Okay, guys, let's release the findings. Let's see how it goes. Let's see what the results are. Very good. So here we see that based on all your responses, thank you so much for participating. 67%, more than 2/3 of you say that this is the most important, right? Integrating networking and cybersecurity is extremely important. 30% say it's very, very important. So we are really talking about it from 97% of all of us really see that this is vital. Really, really thank you so much for this. Thank you. Let's continue. The reason why I asked this question is because we also asked our respondents across the 5 countries the same question. We asked, how important do you think the importance of integrated networking and cybersecurity is to digital transformation? And very similarly, thank you so much. 91% of Indian IT decision makers feel that this is vital, crucial, right? Most important, very important. So this is definitely something that is very, very important to Indian organizations as well. But the interesting thing that I wanted to bring up is in a separate question that we have, and we asked about their implementation, we only see that 34% of Indian IT decision makers actually implement this integrated networking and cybersecurity approach. Now, all our organizations, we are going through different constraints, right? We have budget, we have management, we are trying to improve cybersecurity and try to lobby internally. So let's all work together, right? We all agree that this is definitely vital. And even though we face so many constraints in our organization, let's try to get there. And I'm going to try to give you a framework to think about this in the next few slides as well. Thank you so much again for your participation. So the fourth trend really is how important networking and cybersecurity is. And I think all of us in our survey, as well as in your poll results, have really shown that this is very, very vital. So now that we know that digital and cloud is growing, we know that our workers are going hybrid and they're not going back to the office as a whole. We know that integrated networking and cybersecurity is going to help our digital transformation. So in this next section, we are going to give you 3 recommendations for priorities in terms of network and network security. So let's go to the 3 recommendations. 3 recommendations are, number 1, visibility, number 2, automation, and number 3, control. In the light of this new expanded perimeter, we really need to get a better visibility. How much visibility do you have across your expanded perimeter? How much do you know of BYOD or maybe unauthorized use of cloud in your organization? Let's go to number 2, automation. All of our organizations in India and around the region are having so much more difficulty getting people, getting expertise, getting skills to manage. So automation is a key way, right? How do we leverage automation to do self-service more, to do a lot of checks and processes better and in an automated manner? Number 3, how do you get better control so that through visibility, through automation, you're able to act, control, and improve efficiency in your organization, right? So those are the 3 key recommendations: visibility, automation, and control. We feel that the integration between networking and cybersecurity are going to be vital to provide you with these 3 aspects. Now, we know that, talking to so many CISOs over time, we know that one of the biggest issues that you as IT leaders face is justifying, quantifying value. So at Frost & Sullivan, and with partnership with Infoblox, we have done a detailed economic analysis. And I'd like to show the approach here for you, as well as explain some of the findings. If you have any very detailed questions, we can definitely still catch up at the networking table later. Okay. So firstly, this is all based on actual interviews. We've interviewed 5 different organizations across Asia Pacific, very large organizations with lots of users, with relatively large IT teams, and all of them grappling the same issues that you and I are facing around how do we deal with increasing number of users and cybersecurity at the same time. So through these interviews, we have created a proxy organization, a large Asia Pacific enterprise with 200,000 users, so very large organization, IT team of around 30, present across Asia and the rest of the world. They're held to regulatory standards for data privacy, and this is a growing organization, right? Not something that is slowing down. So based on our analysis, we actually see that there are 3 key areas of economic value, and I'll give you a bit of an explanation for that. The largest area is around operational efficiency gains. 64% of the value of an Infoblox solution actually comes from this area. Now, this includes end user support, right? How do we give more automation, more self-service so that the end user support time is reduced? This includes IT infrastructure operations, so automation of manual processes, reducing manual error, right? Many of the organizations we talk to really still manage networks very rudimentary. It's copy and pasting from a notepad, copy and pasting from an Excel sheet, right? How do we reduce that error? How do we make sure that error doesn't happen, right? Cybersecurity monitoring is the third area. How do we improve efficiency of cybersecurity monitoring so that you can get this value? 64%, 1.3 million over 3 years. The second area is around end user productivity gains. So this refers to lost time, the time and cost of users doing their work, and how it potentially can be lost due to breaches, right? So we see that this is about 20%. And the third area is reduction of damages. Because you have better automation, visibility, and control, you're able to reduce the likelihood and probability of breaches through those three factors. So this is 346,000 over 3 years. So let me put it together so that you can understand this, okay? So in this table, we have the present value of benefits. This first row basically is a summation of these three parts: operational efficiency gains, end user productivity gains, and reduction in damages. So in year one, for example, the total value of benefits is around 673,000. The cost, right? We are just doing a general assumption of a typical Infoblox solution installation, basically focused on upfront in year one, and then there's a maintenance in year 2 and 3. And we have the benefits calculated through the economic analysis. And that is 423,000. You think about this from a net benefits perspective, 673 minus 250, you already have a net gain benefit in the first year, which means that you recoup the cost of the Infoblox solution within the first year. So you think about this over a 3-year period, right? We're looking at a net benefit, right? Net benefit of 1.6 million US dollars and the ROI percentage of 562% over a 3-year period. Okay, so again, this is really something that shows that Infoblox solution implemented in a very large organization immediately provides value even from the year one. And I wanted to introduce and go through in some detail so that you can use this framework as well, right? Operational efficiency gains, end user productivity gains, reduction in damages, to think about your own cybersecurity in your organization. Now, there is a lot of detail in this particular analysis. So we have created a white paper, and this white paper will be sent to each and every one of you after the session, focused on India for Indian IT decision makers based on local challenges. It includes the detailed economic analysis breakdown so that you can go through this on your own as well. So look out for that via email. Let me summarize. The 3 key pillars around modern network security strategy needs to include visibility, right? Our network, our expanded perimeter, our staff, our users are expanding. So we need more visibility on what they're doing. We need automation, number 2, right? To better alleviate the problem of expertise, to alleviate the load on our team. And this will give us, in turn, control. We're able to get better efficacy, reduce the likelihood of attacks, and improve our cybersecurity efficiency. Okay, so this is the 3 key recommendations for you. This is the end of my presentation. I'll pass it back to Gaurav.